All right, show me the money. NFL picks are here for week number 8. Joining me today, somebody I've not had on the podcast since the end of 2018. Jet fan Anthony Calbi is here. Anthony, how are you?
I'm very good, Mike. How you doing?
Pretty good. I have to say, you seem much more chipper considering what we watched on Sunday than I thought you would be.
It's a joke. So we're going to talk about a comedy sketch that is the New York Jets. So
Yeah, let's start there. 54-13. I'm sure you have thoughts. Go.
what's the point? What is the point of watching this disastrous team? There's nothing there. And I hear a lot of Jets I watch a lot of like Jets YouTube videos, or I watch a lot of like even the SNY at the end, and they talk about some of the players that the Jets have. We don't have anybody. Who do they have? Who on this team besides like Corey Davis, Quinnen Williams, Becton, and Marcus May? Who else is starting? And Jamison Crowder. Who else starting anywhere else? Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the league. They're completely devoid of talent. They're brutal. They are not competing. They haven't competed in three years, maybe a little longer. This team looks worse than the 96 Jets with Rich Kotite. They looked worse last year. I mean, it's just absolutely brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. There's nothing to get. You know the game's over within the first 5 minutes of turning it on, when the Patriots are just absolutely tearing them apart on the run ground. I mean, with the running game, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as a Jet fan. I wouldn't give them my money. They don't deserve my money. They don't deserve my ratings. They don't deserve me to go to a bar and watch them. They're a joke.
Yeah, well, that's very well said, because when you watch that game, the thing that's frustrating is obviously it's like the Patriots not doing anything crazy to beat them. It's screens, it's short passes, they're not making tackles. And then we heard all about, the offense we adjusted during the bye week. And then it's run, sack, third down, 3 and out. Then Patriots 14. At that point, you knew the game was over.
Paul Hackett offense.
Yeah.
2000. Run, pass. Except back then we had Curtis Martin.
Yeah.
Now we have a hodgepodge running back, Michael Carter.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It's boring. And I'm sorry, Joe Douglas got a pass for all these years. You don't get a pass anymore. You took a rookie coach with a rookie offensive coordinator, with a rookie quarterback, with no veteran quarterback to teach. And did they have their quarterback coach die in the offseason? Unfortunate. Yes. But that means you don't go out and get a backup quarterback that's competent to teach him. Shame on them. Shame on all of them.
Yeah, I have to say also, this is to the point where they did spend some money in the offseason. They did get some players in here. Like, you can make the argument, this is not a game that you could realistically win going on the road to New England, but you should not be at the point where you're going 54-13 losing this game. You should not be getting blown out by them and the Broncos, where two teams were awful.
I don't think, and I like, Lawson, right? Lawson would have been great for them. Yeah. But is he really going to make up 40 plus points that they lost by? No, they're just, it's absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Like, you say, okay, the first game they competed, right? They lost by 5 to Carolina, right? That game, but the first half, they looked as bad as they've looked in other games. It was just really like a quarter and a half at the end, where the Panthers were kind of playing prevent defense. And then what other game? I mean, the Titans game. I don't know. The Titans probably had a stroke that game. I don't know how the hell the Titans didn't blow the doors off of us. They probably took them lightly. But, I mean, the Jets don't have anything to go against anybody this year.
Yeah, that's true. And now it gets worse because the rookie quarterback we wanted to develop this year, he's hurt now. He's missing 2 to 4 weeks. And they traded for Joe Flacco, which great later on. Now they give a draft pick for a guy that could have had in free agent market. And now it's going to be brutal, because if you want to watch the Jets, you're going to watch Mike White this week and maybe Joe Flacco in week 9 against the Colts. Like, you have nothing to look forward to here.
No, it reminded me of when Darnold got hurt a couple of years ago, and it was just embarrassing to watch.
Yeah.
Like, what was his name? Fales? That was his name?
Yeah, Luke Falk.
And Falk. Yeah. Oh my God, it was abysmal, absolutely abysmal. I remember I didn't even watch that game. I was literally apple picking, and I checked the score, and it was like 21-0 within like the first, like, I don't know, 2 quarters or something. It was done. It was over. They couldn't score a point. And it just reminds me of what it is now. And that's just poor management, not having a capable backup quarterback that you have to go and trade for one and have him learn. But it's like, was he on the Jets last year? Yeah, but it's a totally different offensive scheme.
Yeah, for
It's,
sure.
you know,
It's a mess. And this week, I mean, you look at the schedule going into the year, like, oh, they could beat Cincinnati. Now we see Cincinnati to do it now, 5-2, go beat the Ravens in Baltimore. This game's gonna be a blowout.
oh, oh my God. I mean, they lost by 40 plus to the Patriots. What are they going to lose to the Bengals, who just blew the doors off the Ravens?
Yeah. Without their starting quarterback, by the way.
But
We can't forget
like, not good. I mean, I just think that exactly without their starting quarterback. But also, let's be real. Let's be real. Wilson, and I know they're bad, but he looks, the intangibles for me right now look off. Is that the Jets corrupting him? Probably. But also, stop throwing across your body.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make a miracle. Throw the ball away. Throw the ball away when you're running and when you're scrambling out of the pocket and you're flushed out because your lineman can't protect you. Throw the ball away when you're flushed out instead of throwing across your body. Did he make a couple spectacular throws against the Titans? Yes. And did everyone get excited about that? But guess what? It's 2 plays.
Yeah.
How many other plays could you look at and be like, what are you doing?
Yep. It's definitely not good. I think we're gonna move on here because we know this game's a loss. It's a matter by how much. That's the key question here.
Oh, I mean, this could be it just depends on when the Bengals stop playing.
Yeah,
because they could beat them 60-0, but they're probably, by the time they get up 4 or 5 scores, that's it. They're not going to play anymore, and that's probably going to happen by halftime.
Yeah, it's just not the Belichick scenario. Belichick's to keep running up the score as long as he can. He hates the Jets. Like, I don't think the Bengals any ill will towards the Jets. They'll probably running the ball out in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, if it's 17-0, the game's over. Well,
Yeah.
what's the point? If it's 21-0, 24-0, the game's over. That's it.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right, let's get to the reason why you're here this week. We are doing the Week 8 NFL picks. My good friend Alan Austin was here last week. He had a 1-2 week last week. His one win came with the Colts getting the 4 points on Sunday night against the Niners. He took the Falcons laying 2.5 against the Dolphins in Miami. Lost that one late. And you'll love this one, Anthony. He took our New York Jets as his third pick, getting the 7 points in New England.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's rough. That is, I mean, and you never take the Jets in New England. That's just like, that's a cardinal rule. I mean, what was the last time they beat New England?
Yeah, I would say in New England, regular season was Brett Favre.
So that's 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And they haven't beaten New England in like 10 straight games now, 9 straight games. Like, what?
The last time they beat New England was the overtime game in 2015 after Christmas Eve. Eric Decker caught the touchdown in the end zone. That's the last one.
I vividly remember that, and I vividly remember that's the last time I actually cared about a Jets season, as opposed to rooting for them to lose at the end of the season so we get a higher draft pick,
which they often don't do.
Yeah. Yep. And now we have to root for the Seahawks to lose as well. But does it matter who they draft? They're never good.
No, and I went a better week. I went 2-1 last week. We had the family play out on the Colts, so we both got that one right. I went heads up with him on the Dolphin Bear. I took Miami getting the points at home. I got that one right. I had a very bad one, though. I had the Bears getting all the points against Tampa Bay. I figured they would get the backdoor cover there, and
they stink.
Enough said.
Yeah, really, really not good.
Yeah. So to reset here on the year, Team Challengers is 7 13-1. They're off to a rough start. I'm 11-10. I'm getting back. I'm barely getting over 500. I've been gotten 2-1 the last 3 weeks. So we are on track here. As always, rules of the segment here. We're going to go through the picks one at a time. You give me one pick, I'll react. You do the same for me. So you are the guest. You may go first. We're going with pick number 1 this week.
Pick number 1, I am going to go very fittingly with the Bengals to cover, because there is against the Jets. There is no shot this game is close. The Jets are going to get their doors blown off with a backup quarterback. Even if Zach Wilson was playing, I still would have taken the Bengals. This game isn't going to be close. It's going to be over by halftime. The Jets might score 1 or 2 garbage time touchdowns, but they're going to lose by 20, 30, 20, at least 20 points. That's a lock. The Bengals cover.
Yeah, I had 11.5, and don't matter what the number is. I think less than 2 touchdowns, you take the Bengals, run away with it. I think that's a lock on your part.
Yep.
Where are you going with pick number 2?
Pick number 2, I am going to take the Cowboys over the Vikings, because I think the Cowboys' firepower is just way too much. I think the Cowboys have. I think that the Vikings will try to keep up, but the Cowboys have too much offensive firepower, and they'll just tail away from them at the end. I don't think they'll be able to come under a field goal for them.
Yeah, Cowboys laying 2.5 points here. That's one where I feel like me to stay away. I feel like I've seen Dallas lose that game way too many times in the past, so I'm going to stay away. I see the logic, but I'm not going to take it.
Gotcha.
Where are you going with pick 3?
The Buccaneers. I mean, I think that the Bucs just seem absolutely right now unstoppable, to the point where I don't know anyone's going to slow down Buccaneers at all. So I'm going to take the Bucs to cover against the Saints, who looked absolutely pathetic against the Seahawks. I mean, that was a brutal game to watch. So Tom Brady's going to rip them apart, limb from limb, and there's no way that the Saints are going to cover at all. So I'm taking the Bucs, given the points.
Yeah, we're going to make that a family player for pick number 1. I'm going to go with you with the Bucs, lay the 5 points here, because this is a spot. I watched that game Monday night. The Saints look awful, and I know they're home. I know they're their revenge game with Jameis playing against Tampa, but what have we seen out of New Orleans? I think they're going to be in this game. I mean, they are very Jekyll and Hyde. They're good or they're awful. They were awful last week. I'm not counting on the good week this week. I'm going to go with you there. I'm going to take the Bucs and lay the 5. So pick number 1 for me.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara literally had one of the best games of the season, and they still only won by what was field goal? Like,
yeah,
it's too much. Like, the Bucs are going to destroy them.
All right, pick number 2. I'm going to take the Colts again. I'm going to have them laying 1.5 at home against the Titans here. And the Colts have been on fire of late. They've won 3 of 4. The 4th game, they should have beaten the Ravens on Monday night. They blew the lead late in that game. They're playing much better against the run. They have held teams to 17 points a game the last couple of weeks. I think Tennessee is primed to get picked off here. They got 2 big wins at home against Kansas City and Buffalo. Now they go on the road for Indy. They beat Indy once. And this is not the Colts have to win this game. They don't have a shot at the division. I think the Colts put a big effort here. So give me Indy with the 1.5. Pick 1. Pick 2. Any thoughts on that one?
I think I was actually looking at that game before, and I was going to pick the Titans, but I stayed away from it because it's a division game. So I don't like division games being close. Anybody could upset anybody. Even though I've leaned towards the Titans,
yeah,
I kind of I did look at it, but I stayed away from it. So.
All right, that's pick number 2. Pick number 3, I'm going to take the Chargers coming off the bye, laying the 6 at home against the Patriots. I do not think this New England team is very good. They have 3 wins this year. 2 of them come against our lousy team. 1 of them came against the Houston Texans. They struggled mightily to win that game. I think Mac Jones being overhyped. I think people forgot how good the Chargers were. They had that bad game in Baltimore before the bye. I think it's where they remind everybody, hey, we're really good. They blow the Patriots out of the water here. I think this game is only 6. I have less than a touch. I think they'll win by double digits. So give me the Chargers laying 6 at home. Last pick of the week.
I think that the Chargers are much better than the Patriots. It's just the points that scare me a little. I think the Chargers win. I don't know if they cover, but I do think the Chargers will win.
All right, so to reset the picks of the week, Anthony has gone with the Bengals laying 11.5 at MetLife against the Mike White-led Jets. He's gone with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers laying 5 against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. And he's also gone with, I've got to look up your third one again. Who was your third one?
The Buccaneers over the Saints.
Yeah, middle one, I meant your pick 2.
Oh, sorry. The Cowboys over the Vikings.
Yeah, Cowboys laying a 2.5 there. I have gone with the family play on the Buccaneers laying the 5. At the Colts laying 1.5 points against the Tennessee Titans at home. And I have, last but not least, I have the LA Chargers laying 6 on Sunday against the Patriots. Those are your picks for week number 8. Next week on the podcast, I'm bringing in Justin Diaz talking New York Giant football after they play the Chiefs. So that could be a very fun spot to hear Justin.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. The Chiefs coming off of a horrific loss, horrid, and playing the Giants. I wouldn't want to be the Giants on Monday night at all.
Yeah. And speaking of the Giants, I also have one more piece of business to do with you here. I do the knockout pick every week. I give everybody the picks. I'm into week 8 actually in the knockout pool. So last week I had an easy. I took the Cardinals over the Texans. They won that one running away. This week I'm going to Monday night. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home against the Giants. That's the lock of the week.
Yeah. There's no shot the Chiefs lose that game.
Yeah.
There's no way. I don't think the Chiefs are going to fall prey to falling behind early this week at all. I think they're going to go for blood. They don't win this game, their season's over. So it's a must-win game for the Chiefs. So.
Yeah. I mean, the Bengals against the Jets is also a very valid option, which I consider taking. But I also look at it here as like young team. Maybe they take the Jets lightly. Maybe it's closer than people think. Like Chiefs at home are never losing that football game.
Well, we're also picking NFL games here. The Jets are not, even though, the Jets aren't an NFL team, so it's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with the Chiefs over the Giants. We'll see if I make it past Halloween. I've not done that in a while. So hopefully that the trend continues going well for me here.
Yeah. I think the Chiefs will come. I think the Chiefs are going to just, go balls to the wall.
All right. So that's the knockout pick of the week. Anthony, thanks for all the time. I really appreciate it.
Of course, Mike. Thank you.